Over 18 days of mass slaughter, the Kurukshetra war left the rivers running red and fields choked with broken chariots. Millions of men faced weaponry designed to turn a localized advance into a disaster zone. This scale of warfare created an immediate logistical crisis. Tens of thousands of casualties fell every single day, leaving a void in trauma care, triage, and the management of spreading disease. This manuscript illustrates the standard medical practice of the era. Many Vaidyas relied on generational trial and error, often attempting to treat festering wounds by mapping them against celestial star charts. Moving through these chaotic camps were two figures often eclipsed by the legendary warriors Yudhishthira, Bhima, and Arjuna. Nakula and Sahadeva, the youngest Pandava princes, held the secret to a different kind of power. As the sons of the Ashwini Kumaras, the celestial physicians of the gods, they possessed an innate understanding of holistic medicine. They recognized a plant's properties on the rhythm of a pulse without needing to consult a text. While the era focused on the mechanisms of destruction, these two brothers applied a complete system for preserving life amid the chaos. During their years of forest exile, the Pandavas navigated the isolated Himalayan terrain shown here. In one instance, a lethal, unidentified fever suddenly swept through a nearby settlement, threatening to wipe it out. Local healers declared the deaths to be the result of supernatural wrath from forest spirits, or yakshas. Without a physical diagnosis, they could only watch as the pyres were lit. The twins identified the fever as a physical imbalance of pitta dosha. This diagram visualizes how they traced the illness to specific environmental triggers, contaminated drinking water, and the intensifying summer heat. Their treatment involved boiling the leaves and roots of the tulsi and basil plants shown here. By administering these concentrated decoctions, they neutralized the internal heat and broke the fever within 3 days. By treating the water and the heat rather than the spirits, they demonstrated that mass illness followed observable environmental patterns. During their time in the kingdom of Virata, the twins encountered a crisis that threatened the region's stability. The king's war horses were falling lame, and the cattle herds had become infertile. In a warrior culture, this agricultural failure meant both military collapse and imminent famine. Nakula inspected the stables and rejected the idea of an astrological curse. He identified poor fodder and a spread of hidden parasites as the cause of the animals' deteriorating health. To address the infection, Nakula utilized the leaves and flowers of the neem plant. He processed the plant's fruit and seeds, shown in these cross-sections, to create an aerial fumigant. This smoke purified the stables and eradicated the parasites. Sahadeva worked simultaneously with the cattle, using surgical drainage on abscesses and rebalancing their nutrition to restore fertility. These veterinary interventions restored the kingdom's milk production and cavalry, linking its military strength to the logistical management of animal health. At the massive battle of Kurukshetra, standard medical facilities were overwhelmed by the trauma caused by advanced weaponry. Nakula managed rapid response surgery, using cauterized blades and specialized herbs to extract barbed arrowheads. His methods stabilized warriors before blood loss or gangrene could become fatal. To counter poison-tipped arrows, Sahadeva utilized the turmeric rhizome shown in this technical drawing. He synthesized chemical antidotes from these roots and combined them with sacred ash to neutralize toxins in the bloodstream. For commanders in shock, they used yoga nidra. This technique of conscious rest allowed them to stabilize the nervous systems of those suffering from the psychological trauma of the front lines. Their triage system succeeded because it addressed the physical wound, the chemical poison, and the mental state simultaneously. This diagram illustrates how the twins integrated 3 distinct pillars: the environment, the anatomy, and the mind. They treated the human body as part of a larger interconnected system. They applied this methodology with absolute consistency, providing the same level of clinical care to kings, infantrymen, and the livestock that supported the kingdom. Their older brothers are remembered for the territory they conquered and the enemies they defeated. Nakula and Sahadeva are defined by the lives they recovered from the battlefield. Their clinical observations formed the basis for later Indian veterinary and medical treatises, preserving their techniques for future generations. In the history of the Mahabharata, the twins' legacy remains a testament to the capacity to restore life within a cycle of destruction.